Good afternoon. How's everyone doing? Good to see you all. Any questions?
Wes, just how important is the screen game to helping JJ McCarthy, and just what are the main keys of having a successful screen game?
I don't know if I would put the screen game any higher than other phases of the offense as far as just executing plays, but certainly can be somewhat of a breather play for the quarterback. Still have to get it to the intended target there, but I think if you have a good screen game, obviously it alleviates some pressure. Sometimes it minimizes the defense's calls as well. If you hit them on a screen, they might think twice if they had a pressure called. If you gash them on something, and really, I think as far as the kind of running back screens, those types of things, success is generally if you have a smart, instinctive group up front. They kind of figure out a way because there's a lot of movement sometimes, and one guy thinks he's getting out, and then the defensive lineman twists, or there's a blitz, or whatever it might be. They kind of figure it out. They kind of figure out how to just get it started. If you can get it in the back's hands and get it going, then at least you got a chance to get the thing going.
When you think of the Dennis Allen defense, what themes come to mind?
Sound scheme-wise, physical. He had a really good group for a lot of years in New Orleans. It was a tough defense to play with or to play against, and he has a certain style, particularly on the edges where there's a lot of bump coverage. They're going to challenge receivers. Blitz packages on third down, some of the unique stuff that he does from some different dime groupings, where you got a lot of linebackers and DBs on the field, and they're all kind of moving everywhere, and so definitely takes some prep in those areas. But yeah, he's a good football coach, and it's always been a challenge.
Wes, where do you see Adam Thielen helping this offense the most throughout the season?
I think, just being a part of our system, and it's really amazing. Number one, it's just been great to have Adam back in this building. I think kind of everyone, not just coaching and players, I think everyone's kind of felt it. His energy coming back here and his enthusiasm to be back here, and just him as a person in general. But as far as how is he going to help us? I mean, he's playing on Monday, and we trust him. It's amazing how much recall he has from some of the things that I've carried over from his time here a couple years back. I think there's a couple guys where he might be telling our guys who have been here some details about some plays. So it's really been good. We trust Adam. He's a pro. He's going to be ready, and physically he looks really good. I know he's done some things even since he's left here that he's talked about taking care of his body and some of his routine, and it feels really good and looks good out there on the field.
How excited are you to see just a new look offensive line in action for the first time?
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited to see our football team in general. You kind of have a sense. I think I've learned over the years not to really put expectations on what the year's going to be like, because you never know for sure. But I'm excited about our group, and the offensive line is definitely a big part of that. The physicality up front, Ryan Kelly anchoring that thing, and just his awareness level, especially, kind of digging into a game plan and some of the things that he sees and recognizes and knows what's coming, is really going to help us.
Wes, did you have previous familiarity at all with Carson Wentz, and how do you see him just helping JJ in this process going into his first start?
I did not have any personal experience with Carson. I do remember him coming out Thursday night, I believe it was, because Sean McVay and I were in Washington doing red zone game planning, and we had the game on, Of course, this was the Philadelphia quarterback, the new rookie quarterback. In the first series, they came out and empty just about every play, if not every play. And you could see he's checking protections. He's making different calls, changing routes, and they just walked the ball down the field and scored a touchdown the very first drive. And we said, "Oh man, we got to go against this guy twice a year." And then he played really well against Washington those couple years, as he did against just about everybody. So I've kind of admired his game from afar, and then you see him up close and personal, and the size. He's got a live arm still, live body. And he's you notice him. He's out there on the scout team, and you notice him making plays and making throws. But he's a real pro. We've got kind of a real grinder type group in the quarterback room, and he fits right in there as far as guys that are up early, kind of wearing Josh McCown and Jordan Traylor out, with, hey, when can I get with you to do this? When can I, hey, do you have the list yet? Do you have, and that's what you want. That's what you want. They're into it, and it's a good room right now, and he's kind of seamlessly integrated into that room.
Have you had much chance to go through game planning stuff with JJ yet, to see how he is in that setting when you're asking him, hey, what are you comfortable with, what do you like? I mean, whether that's earlier this week or just even the times last year, what's your sense for how he's going to approach that part of the job?
Yeah, I think JJ is got enough, confidence to be able to tell us when he's not comfortable with plays, but at the same time he's still a young player, and there's going to be some concepts that structurally might be good against the defense. That, hey, we're going to get some reps on this and try to get you comfortable. I don't think we're at a point right now where he's 10 years in and says, I hate this concept, and we just never run it again. So, there's going to be a little back and forth there, and we're still learning what the 2025 Vikings offense is going to look like, not just with JJ, just in general. What are we really good at as the season progresses, and what do we maybe do a little bit less of? So, but he's had some game planning type feel, and obviously in the first preseason game, those types of things. But obviously a lot more in depth and detailed and volume wise here. So we're going to keep adjusting with him, and he does have a high capacity. He can take in a lot of information, and that's really critical to being successful as a quarterback in this league.
Wes, with Justin, what stood out about his ability to kind of stay in the picture even when he wasn't practicing?
Yeah, I think you saw a lot of leadership from Justin at one of the harder times to really show it. When you're not practicing, when you're not in there, he's out there at practice. He's encouraging the guys. There was a lot of energy, a lot of enthusiasm, just throughout the whole process. I was impressed. Not that I didn't expect that from Justin, but the level of it throughout the time that he was out. And then, you have a hard time not glancing over on that other field when he was getting going and running routes. And a lot of the the kind of my eye, the non-medical eye. I'm not Dr. Phillips, no matter what I've been called before for some of you. But I felt this with TJ last year as he was rehabbing. You look at these guys sometimes, these kind of elite athletes out there on the field, and it's like, he's ready, right? Like can he be out there today? And they say, no, he's got 2 weeks left, or, he's got this much time and we're going to stay on this plan. But he was working extremely, extremely hard. He feels great. So I'm excited about the year for him.
Wes, we talked to Kevin a lot about Max, but just what have you thought of being around him now for X amount of months?
Yeah, love Max. Loves football. I mean, generally, a coach's favorite players over the years, it's not always the best player. You want those guys on your team, but it's the guys that just have a love and a passion for the game, like we do as coaches for the reasons why we got into this profession. And you feel that from Max and you know, his ability to process quickly, his ability to get the football out of his hands quickly and get it to the right guy. I think, you know, as he progresses in this system, in this offense, you know, to have him here, I'm just excited about his future. I think he's going to play in this league for a long time.
Wes, how do you keep Addison sharp for 3 weeks?
Well, I don't know if, you know, I can keep Jordan Addison sharp for 3 weeks, but I do know this. He had a phenomenal offseason and he had a phenomenal training camp. The guy is ready to play, and I'm sure he's, you know, chomping at the bit to get back here. But I really just don't. He looked like a man on a mission, and I really don't have any concerns with him coming back and being ready to play football.
Anyone else? Thank you for that.
All right. Thanks.